Hendricks didn't waste any time and decided to head to the store directly across from William's house to see if anyone had seen or heard anything.
Yeah, it's hot, so. Okay, so the neighbor over there says that that man sometimes comes over and talks with y'all?
He does, ma'am.
When's the last time you saw him or his car?
That's what she just said. I have not seen it in probably 2 days, but
That's what he's saying.
I'm not for sure when the last time that I know it's been 2 days that it has not
Okay.
been out there. Yeah, the next people next door, we've had some problems. I mean, not us necessarily, but they fight out there. But Bill's always been really great.
Right.
To watch our place.
Okay. The guy and the neighbor, there's some.
I mean, he come over here to call Bill's number, like a 1-800 number, and listen, I called the police on the other side because of the women out there fighting and everything, screaming from the kids. So
On
yeah.
his side?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So I've said if anybody did anything, it would be them. I mean, that's exactly, I shouldn't even say that. But because it's just odd that they come over here and then he's telling us to call Bill like this, we should check on this one.
He doesn't have a phone.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said his daughter stole his phone.
2700.
Hey, he was a teacher at my junior high. So these people over here are saying that the guy next door is like always has some type of drama going on. Him and whoever are always fighting. Not him and Bill, but him and someone else. I mean, worst case scenario is somebody's, done something bad and took his car.
What the shop owner just revealed is very significant. Firstly, William, who is known around the neighborhood by Bill, hasn't been seen for the past 2 to 3 days, which is highly unusual according to the shop owner. Secondly, William's neighbor, Denton Stringer, is known to have frequent drama at his house involving various women. Recently, Denton had asked the shop owner to call William to check on him, explaining that his daughter had stolen his phone. If true, this daughter might be the same woman Denton argues with often, and if she took his phone, there is a possibility she could also be linked to William's car missing. Finally, the shop owner claims that if something bad happened to William, it would be them, suggesting that Denton and the daughter were likely involved. All of this casts suspicion on both Denton and his daughter. Officers hope that whatever they find inside William's house might reveal just how involved they were in his disappearance. With all of this in her head, Officer Hendricks returns to William's house, where officers had managed to contact the landlord for an additional key. Nothing could have prepared them for the horrifying scene they would discover inside.
Oh, that's big. Oh, stuff everywhere.
Really?
There's some here, some behind the chair.
I wonder what it is.
And there's no TV in the living room. It's missing.
As officers enter the house, they find William's lifeless body in the bathroom. It soon becomes clear that this was no natural passing.
Is that splatter on the door frame?
What?
Is that splatter on the door frame?
Yes, like,
Okay.
there's a dog right there.
Oh, wow. Maybe his door was unlocked. There's no phone either.
What the officers had discovered was nothing short of horrific, but the attacker had left a lot of clues, meaning police could piece together a story. For starters, the body had a strong, rotten smell, indicating that William had likely been dead for over 24 hours. Throughout the house, shelves and drawers had been left open, with numerous valuables missing. This initially led investigators to believe it was a robbery. However, this is where they discovered something very curious. The front door had been locked from the outside, and there were no signs of forced entry. Officers realized that a scenario like this couldn't be possible unless William's attacker somehow had a key to his house. In other words, whoever did this to William must have a closer connection to him than a random burglar. This made the shop owner's earlier comments even more interesting to police. They had mentioned that if anything happened to William, it would probably be Denton and his so-called daughter, both of whom were close enough to William to have been given a spare key. So with no better leads, Denton quickly became the main focus of the investigation, and police began to wonder if he was simply a concerned neighbor or if he knew far more about William's death than he was letting on.
I didn't even notice his TV's missing too. TV's missing. No wallet, no phone, no forced entry. I think we need to talk to this guy. He just got here. Oh, I told Jeff.
Told Jeff what these people.
Yeah, I talked with them over there. They said he comes over a lot and talks with them. And they said if anything ever happened to him, it would be because of somebody over at his apartment. You notice there's some red fuzz all over the place. I'm not sure what that is.
He's laying on the blanket that the fuzz I think came from. But there's fuzz in like the kitchen. There's fuzz on this couch right here.
All the doors in his bedroom are open. Keys, wallet, phone, stuff that normally would be laying out.
Yeah.
So,
He's got a random one. What kind of car? I got it. He just told me it was red.
it's a red Ford Focus. We have the tag and everything. And Courtney just sent out Bolo, did not release any information. Just said, just stop this vehicle and notify our department.
To find answers, the cops needed to locate that red Ford Focus, which was now on the radar of the entire Fort Smith Police Department. Whoever had possession of William's vehicle could undoubtedly help solve this case, but the officers had no idea where to start looking until William's son arrived at the scene, providing them with a major breakthrough.
That's his son. That's his son. 10-4.
There's a
Every
little,
unit out here, please.
Black box in the tracker, yeah.
Did he say where it went, where the car's at?
Mom does that with her cars.
He says there is a tracker, but it's not at his mom's house.
Mom does it with her cars too.
But the car's not at the mom's house.
No.
According to the son, William had a GPS tracking device installed in his car, and the car is actually owned by William's wife, Susan, who has access to a mobile app that could track his location. The cops now know this tracking device is their only key to crack the case wide open and catch the killer. So with this in mind, officers would quickly redirect their attention to Susan's home, but unfortunately, they'd also have the difficult task of informing Susan that her husband passed away.
Go, Cage.
There
I
you
can't. You gotta sit here and talk to the officers.
go. Cubby. Yeah, we can use the restroom. Hi, Miss Susan. I'm Officer Hendricks. I'm sorry meeting you under these circumstances.
I know you.
You know me?
I've seen you at Northside Games.
I have been there. Now, during, you want to sit down for a minute?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. All right.
It might be better on your legs.
Yeah.
Just
have a seat.
experience with experiencing that.
In every death investigation, we do a complete investigation from top to bottom because we don't want to leave any stone unturned. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm a retired nurse, so.
Okay. Well, and we're not saying this is a homicide at this point, okay?
No, he
But-
had a heart condition
Right.
and strokes.
And he could have fell and hit his head, but there's some blood there that we're concerned about. Does that make sense?
He probably fell.
Okay.
He
And now,
was acting
our-
so strange
Here-
Saturday.
Here's our biggest issue. He was acting strange Saturday. Okay. Here's our biggest we have right now is that the car is missing.
Oh, no.